And Day of Reckoning was fucking great.
That's really
very
good.
matching for that turbulent time of yours.
You have no idea. But anyway, it all worked out in the end. But I'm sorry. Now back to Jimmy.
Fine. Yeah, the GameCube was a great little system. I had the Game Boy player for it, and I had the portable screen. Your last guest was talking about having a portable screen with it as well, and it was really nice to have on like long road trips and stuff. We used to go up to Lake Ontario every year, so that was nice to have.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a 6-hour drive.
Do you still have the Game Boy player?
Yep, I do. I had to rebuy the disc, though, because I have no idea where the original went. And the disc is what's super expensive about it. It's like $60 just for a disc to play Game Boy games on it. It's really annoying.
I got lucky. I was able to grab one before the prices like really skyrocketed.
Yeah. It's nice to have, though. It's a good way to capture Game Boy footage. Unless you're using an emulator.
Right.
I remember Jimmy having to order the official Nintendo component cables off like the official Nintendo store.
Wow.
And they were so expensive.
Yeah.
And it was like the only place you could get them.
Yeah, I remember people talking about that when people were trying to like play these in like HD TVs and stuff. Because it came out like a little bit before like the cusp of HD TVs. I remember it coming out. Like HD TVs started getting big probably, they sort of came out like mid-aughts, like 2005, 2006. And that's when people were still playing the GameCube. So it's nice to not have just regular red, white, and yellow.
Yeah.
But I lucked out that I have the adapter, and it's a great adapter too. I love playing my GameCube on HD TVs now. Yeah,
Drew and I know best for sure that some of those third-party adapters are trash, and some are really good.
Yeah, the bad thing is you have to pay a pretty penny for them, but
it's worth it though. If you're serious about it, it's worth it.
And like I've definitely become more of a retro gaming collector as I've gotten older too. So like it's nice to have that, like just for preservation wise. I'm gonna be able to play this on TVs for the next 20 years.
Have you gotten into modding the systems yet?
No, it's one thing that I would like to get into a little bit, but I wouldn't do them with my consoles. I'd probably buy like a spare copy, just because I'm very sentimental about like the systems that I have every single system that I grew up with. Like I have my N64 that I grew up with. I have the GameCube. I actually sold my GameCube to a friend of mine and then bought it back because I felt bad. I was like, oh man, I wish I didn't sell that. I actually sold it to him, and then he bought me an original NES. And then I was like, yeah, it was a pretty good deal at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to need that back. So I paid him, I think, how much he paid for me. But
yeah, I'm going to need that back.
Yeah. I'm happy to have that. But yeah, if I was to get into modding, I'd probably buy another one. It is something I've thought about, and maybe at some point. But on the other hand, like I'm happy with how my games are performing now. So.
Yeah, and it can get really expensive. Like it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like, I have a couple spare systems that I've acquired from friends, just like giving stuff away, and I haven't even most of them I haven't even plugged in to see if they're functioning. But that would be a good place to start, I think, for like modding. But then I look at the prices of the mods and I think about how often I'm actually playing these games.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for me to just go over to my Xbox, which is already hooked up to my TV, and just turn that on rather than breaking out the the modded N64 or whatever and hooking it up. Maybe it would be different. Maybe I would actually take the time to leave it hooked up, but so far I haven't. So
yeah, my dream setup is to have an actual like gaming room, sort of like what you have too, and just like having all the systems just plugged in at once. I only have to hit like a switcher or whatever. That's the ideal setup, but maybe
I had
someday.
I had that for a while. In my last apartment, I had a CRT that was hooked up, and I had a component switcher that also did S-video. And the CRT, it's a widescreen one. It does up to 1080i, so I was able to get HD picture. But it was like that in between LCDs and CRTs, right?
Yeah.
And I had everything hooked up, and just the amount of wires that I was using to get everything from the systems to the TV, the quality degradation was atrocious.
Yeah.
And then I started getting into like trying to figure out how to record gameplay, and I needed splitters, and it just ended up becoming like this Cthulhu of wires. It was a nightmare. So like I'm still like trying to find out like the best way to achieve having the systems accessible. They don't need to be connected at all times, but I need to make it so that it's something that's like, hey, I want to play this thing.
Right.
What's the quickest way for me to get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still working that out. So if you come up with a strategy, let me know.
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to figure that out too. Just like, just out of ease, I'd like to be able to set it up so I could record gameplay whenever. Just hit a button and I could record gameplay and then get to it whenever I want. That's sort of the ideal setup that I'm looking at now, but that's probably not going to be until I get some sort of stimulus check, hopefully. It'll probably be a while to get like one of those nice recorders and stuff, but
yeah. I remember the S-Video days.
Yeah, back in the day.
Quality is pretty good, but it's just a shame it doesn't carry audio too.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think I have an S-Video wire for the GameCube. Now you mention it,
that's a good idea.
I think they definitely did have one. I remember having a bunch of Monster brand like gaming cables. They had like a whole suite of like gaming cables that they were making for nearly every system, and I bought all of them, and like $1,000 later or whatever, I had like an S-Video for the GameCube and all this jazz.
Yeah.
I have the next brand underneath Monster. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's not Monster. It's like I don't fucking know. It has like a hurricane for the logo. It's something stupid.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.